practitioners. And, sorry, yes, certainly.
Thank you very much. Just on that point, could you clarify where the liability will sit if error does occur, whether that will sit with the clinician or perhaps a consultant who is supervising them, because I'm really not clear on that particular issue.
Minister.
I think in many ways, same as many medical professionals, once we have this clarified in regulation, that this will not be any different from the personal liability of a doctor or others in working in an organisation. But, you know, these are the kind of things that the GMC will be consulting on and discussing with stakeholders in the coming months. It's important that, you know, all these points are clarified. Of course, many of the cases we've had, and of course, the Honourable Lady will know during the debate we had in January, the tragic case of Emily Chesterton was raised. In cases like that, unfortunately, we saw a PA move on from one practice and work in another practice, and we need to ensure that there is a proper, robust fitness to practice regime so that any medical professional can be held to account, and we can ensure that, you know, where something happens, that certainly they are held to account for what has happened, and if necessary, they are struck off the register and no longer able to practice. So,
it's being very, very generous, and I think we're taking advantage of the slightly extended time that we have in this for this adjournment debate. But it is a very important issue because it's about patient safety. But on that point, a number of friends said he's putting a lot of faith in the GMC doing things, I would suggest, very quickly when we know there are existing patient safety issues. Wouldn't it be more sensible to wait for the GMC to put in place the proper regulatory framework, the proper scope of practice, and the other pieces of work that are being done before we commit to an expansion of a workforce when we know there is variability and patient safety concerns?
Well, I feel that I'm criticised from both angles on this point. You know, I have some people saying that we are going too fast. I have other people saying we're going far too slow. We have consulted, it was a number of years ago, we consulted on regulating these professions. We are now moving forward. Those regulations have passed through the UK Parliament and the Scottish Parliament. The GMC have had a long time to prepare, and in my meetings with the GMC, they have reassured me that they are ready to go. Of course, they will want to consult to ensure that any further concerns that people wish to raise are reflected in the regulations, and they want to ensure that they get the regulations right. But they have known this has been coming for some time. When we consulted on who was best placed to regulate physician associates and anaesthetist associates, that was back in 2019. So the GMC have had quite some time, I'd suggest, to kind of be able to lay the groundwork here. I would also say that, you know, as the long-term workforce plan, there is a much more significant expansion of doctors as to opposed, physician associates or anaesthetist associates. It is a magnitude of 5 to 1, the number of extra doctors we're bringing into the health service compared to physician associates. So, you know, I would hope that I can reassure honourable and right honourable members that this is certainly not in any way about replacing doctors. Doctors are still absolutely pivotal to patient care and will be involved heavily in overseeing, of course, physician associates who are not doctors and need to be overseen in clinical practice. The role of physician associates, therefore, is in no way a replacement for any other member of the general practice team. They work in conjunction with and are complementary to an existing team. Physician associates can help to broaden the capacity and skills mix within the practice team by helping to address the needs of patients in response to the growing and ageing population. But let me be clear, the employment of PAs does not mitigate the need for more GPs, nor does it remove the need for other practice staff. There will be a wide range of clinicians like PAs that are well suited to providing care in general practice as part of a multidisciplinary team. But GPs remain at the heart of general practice and primary care, and that certainly is not going to change. As we develop and progress with changes to the NHS workforce, it is vital that the expansion of physician associates and their role is delivered safely. GMC regulation is a positive step forward in the safe expansion and further integration of AA's and PA's roles within the NHS. Can I finally thank my honourable friend for once again bringing the attention of the House to this important issue. I look forward to continuing to work with him and other honourable and right honourable members to ensure we get this right.
The question is that this House do now adjourn, as many others say aye. Which we know, I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Order, order,